Okay, I thought we'd do a quick update on using the RPMate monitor. Firstly, going through the various screens and buttons. The top left-hand screen is always the rate screen, strokes per minute. The top right-hand is speed or power, so it's time per 500 metres, it's metres per second, or it's power in watts. The bottom right-hand larger screen is either distance or time, depending on which one you've got selected. But if you do a distance piece, the time will come up at the end. If you do a timed piece, the distance travelled will come up at the end as well. The bottom left-hand screen is the variable screen. There's 9 different variables available in there. We'll go through them in a minute. The two smaller strips, the shorter piece gives you an idea of which workout or which mode you've got selected, whether it's workout, pace, or run mode, running up from 0 in either distance or time, pace being a preset pace in a boat type that you're trying to keep within 100 metres of. Gives you a margin up to 100 metres if you select pace, or workout when you preset a distance or a time. The bottom strips we'll see in a second, that's where we get the variable screens, so it's the background information for those variable screens. And then the buttons down the bottom, you've got the on-off button, also known as the menu button, depending on which type of mode you're using it for. The start and stop, self-explanatory for a piece, but the plus and minus, they're also used for moving between the various variables or adjusting the variables. The enter key or the reset key, reset if you're in the active screen to reset a session and start again, or enter if you are using it to change one of the variables. So very quickly, the menu key turns it on, you get a software check and then a date and time stamp. On the other video, one of the other videos you can download, you can see how to change that time. If you press that once, we get the chance to change the mode. So moving across, we'll go from run mode to pace mode to workout mode. As you can see, it's set in the workout mode. It's not flashing. The workout is not flashing. If we hit plus, if we want to change to run mode, we will now hit enter and it will be in the run mode. Okay. Across to pace. Pace is flashing, so not set. Set by hitting the enter. Plus again, back to workout mode, which is where I usually leave this particular monitor. I like to do the preset workout, distance or time. Okay, so we go back to the active screen by pressing the menu once. If we press the menu key twice, we get into the setup screen. So that's the background information for our you can see now, you can see display flashing down the bottom. And if we wanted to move across between those variables, we could change to the backlight, to weight in kilograms, to calibration, which the first type of calibration is the boat type. So we've got 4 different types of boat we can have a look at in a sec. Metronome, and we can have that set so there's a beep 25 times per minute in this case, or we could adjust that to whatever we liked. The recall screen, which I've also previously made a video for. The PC, which in future will allow you to link up and download information to your computer. It's not quite ready, but very close to. Split. There's 4 different choices in the split screen. You can have no split set, you can have 100 metre, 250 metre or 500 metre splits, depending on whether, and if you have no split set, you can come back later and review a session with by changing into a split mode. But if you have a preset split, every time you go through that particular distance, the screen will freeze for just a couple of strokes, tell you how quickly you've done that particular split. So if you've done 500 metres, that it was done in 1 minute 45 or whatever the time may be. We then come across to memory. The sensitivity of the heart rate sensor built into the unit. Okay, so if you had a weaker battery on your heart rate strip, you might look at changing the sensitivity. In general, we recommend it's left alone. And then we're back to the display. So quickly, to change one of the variables in that bottom strip, so we now want to change the display, we then enter. And you can see that we now have the chance to, we've entered into this area here. And we can change those variables. At the moment, average speed is flashing, so it's not set. If we wanted to set it, we'd hit enter. We can unset it. Move across through average power, average power per heartbeat, heart rate, which is set, you can see it's not flashing, distance, which is flashing, so not set yet, distance stroke, which is the length of stroke in centimetres, distance per stroke, which is the distance travelled in the particular boat type you've selected per stroke. So it might be 14 metres per stroke as opposed to the length of your stroke, which might be 1.2 metres. Strokes, the number of strokes that you've done in that particular session. Calories burned, quite accurate for aerobic consumption of power. Time, distance, so at the moment you can see that was set in time. If we wanted to change that, we're back there, go back here, we can reset to time. And if we might have to just go around this way to give you all the options in the top screen. We have watts, time per 500 are obviously currently set, and meters per second. So we should be able, we can't go, we have to, unfortunately you have to go to watts. There we go, watts there. So if we want to reset watts, press set in watts. Oop, back, sorry, I pressed the wrong button accidentally. So back to time per 500, set. Now, if we've decided we've set up the screen as we'd like it, we'd press the menu button once, and we're back. The display it gives us an idea of how we've got our screen set up, and we can go across and maybe set up the backlight. For instance, I would rather it was on a lower setting in case I accidentally. I'll turn that off. Sorry, we'll go one more, and it'll give us the chance to then adjust that power down. So if I accidentally activate the backlight feature, it won't burn up power too quickly. The weight in kilos, enter, up or down. Okay, across again, boat type, 4 different boat types, 8, single scull, pair, and 4 minus. 8 is what I usually have it set on. Metronome, again, easy to adjust. Keep it off, but we might say we could adjust that to 24 strokes a minute. And then across to recall. Recall, I've made a detailed video. Across to the PC link. Again, not functional at the moment. The split function. Enter there, and we can go. We can do 100 meter, 250 meter, or 500 meter, or no split. So at the moment, most people prefer it to be on the per 500. So every 500 meters you row, you get a quick check on how fast or how far you've gone in that last 500 meters. How fast you did that 500 meter piece. Memory, again, gives you an idea of how much memory, and there are some other functions there for clearing the memory, which will be detailed in another video. And heart rate sensitivity. So hopefully, I've now, and then if we've done that, we've set up the screen as we'd like it. We can now hit the menu key, and we're back in the set screen, ready to row. The piece that we're going to do to check out what that is, there's either the option, if we press the enter key once, we can adjust the workout, either up or down in time, or if we go in again, we can change before we start the enter process. We can swap between distance or time by hitting the plus or minus if we haven't hit the enter key twice. So just hit the enter key once, gets you in there. That's a 10-minute piece currently set, or we'd have the option of a 4,000 meter piece at the moment. Again, if we wanted to adjust that, let's make it a 3,000 meter piece. Done, and we're back in the set screen. So that would now be a 3,000 meter piece set, ready to go. Okay, that was fairly quick. I hope that was clear enough for everyone to understand. By all means, give me an email go through the website to contact us, but I think that should make things fairly clear for most of you. Thanks, bye.